Hi, this is Allison Dermody, and I'm going to be recording my science assignment too. So I have first grade, and I'm at Laverna Evans Elementary School in O'Fallon, and the science curriculum that my school uses is either a Mystery Science or Scholastic Magazine. But this assignment, I'm using Mystery Science. So my school, they rotate between social studies and science. Although they don't do it every single day, they try to do it at least a couple days a week, but it's not like every day. And then science is taught in like the last 30 minutes of school before the kids leave to go home. And then for this lesson, I use the projector, and the students primarily sat or stood at the carpet for this lesson. So, my topic for this activity is sound and how to make sound from different objects. So, my question was, how are silly sounds made in cartoons? So, I explained that sounds can be made from anything, and a lot of times in movies and shows, that sound effects are made from people making certain noises from different objects. So, first, we watched a video about different sounds used in movies, and then we discussed how we can make sound together as a class. So, one of the first things we did was make a thunderstorm using standing up and clapping and stomping and using our hands and feet to make a thunderstorm out of those sounds. And then after that, we got a ruler and we got to put it on the desk and move it so it made a boing sound of a ball bouncing. And we discussed the question, what does the ruler do as it makes sounds? And they were very energetic and very happy to do this lesson. They loved how interactive it was. And then after we did all that, we went over different vocabulary words. And then after that, the students went back to their desk and they drew pictures of the making sounds, and then they wrote down different ways to make sounds. So, and then the concept known by the teacher in advance is sounds can be made from rubbing strings together, ruler, door stopper, etc. So these are just some student work examples. These kids are very creative, and in the first picture, it's one of the students using the ruler at the desk, making the sound. And the second picture is one of the students clapping their hands together, making the thunderstorm. So for science and engineering practices, I had asking questions for science and defining problems for engineering. So asking questions and defining problems in K through 12 builds on prior experiences and progress to simple descriptive questions that can be tested. So these are questions that can be answered by investigation. So, for example, from the lesson, the students were asked how silly sounds are made in cartoons. And then they watched and they learned how they could do that. And then connection to the real world. Sounds are made every day, and everywhere you go, you can find something that makes sounds. For example, you could just be on a train and you can hear different noises and it can make sounds. So, important concepts. So, from Appendix E, sounds can make matter vibrate and vibrate matter can make sound. So for the 5E model, engage, the students were given a question and they watched a video where they got to learn more about the topic. Explore, the students worked together and made a rainstorm by clapping and stomping. And I got to walk around and watch the students learn and explore. And it was really interesting to see everything from their perspective because everything is so new to them and they were very interactive in this lesson. And then explain at the end of the lesson, we went over all the definitions of the words together. So the students really got to understand what they learned in this lesson. Cross-cutting concepts. So the big idea is that sound can be made from anything. So by patterns, when objects move, the sound can happen. Cause and effect, because an object is being moved, then sound comes from it. For example, the ruler, we move the ruler to go up and down, and it gotta make a like a boing sound. And the real world example Sound is made from many different items. In the video we saw sound being made from like metal being moved, and we heard like what that looks like in the cartoon and what sound it was being. And then how I should structure my learning environment. So the students concluded that silly sounds made from cartoons can be made from a ruler, rubbing strings together, clapping, and there's a lot of more that they learned. And how did I make use of teams? So the students discussed what made different sounds together. They also worked together to make a thunderstorm. So this was the whole class. Plus, then working, just like looking at their partners sitting next to them, they got to see. And then the students wrote down different ways that silly sounds are made in cartoons. So this associates with the Common Core language arts. So demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking, because they did write on their paper different ways to make sound. And then students worked with others by sitting with them and comparing their writing and what they wrote. And that is it.